Blake Shelton's 4,200-acre ranch in Tishomingo, Oklahoma, sits among gently rolling hills and seasonal timber, connected to the main road by a long gravel drive that passes wide pastures and timber fences before reaching the main residence. The property operates as a working landscape, one where land, buildings, horses, and daily routine move together at a pace that has nothing in common with television studios or concert stages. It is a place built for function, privacy, and the kind of silence that only 1,200 acres of open prairie can provide. Blake Tollison Shelton was born on June 18, 1976, in Ada, Oklahoma, a small town in the south-central part of the state where most families knew each other by name. His mother, Dorothy Ann Bristol, ran a beauty salon where conversation moved as freely as the scissors. His father, Richard Lee Shelton, sold used cars and understood both patience and persuasion. Music entered Blake's life early and stayed. By age 12, he was learning guitar from his uncle, working through chords on a back porch after school. By 15, he was writing his own songs, not with any clear plan for fame, but as a way to process feelings he did not yet have the vocabulary to explain in conversation. When he won the Oklahoma Denbo Diamond Award at 16, it registered less as a triumph and more as a confirmation of a direction he had already been moving toward for years. 1 year later, he packed what he had into a car and drove to Nashville, Tennessee. Trading the certainty of Ada for an industry that did not know his name and had no particular reason to learn it. The early Nashville years tested his patience in ways the music itself never did. Blake spent nearly 6 years writing, recording demos, and waiting for something to break. He signed with Giant Records in 2001, but even then, progress arrived unevenly. A song originally intended to be his debut single, I Want to Talk About Me, was reassigned to Toby Keith, who turned it into a #1 hit. For Blake, it was a professional loss delivered at the moment he could least afford one. His own debut single, Austin, followed and performed beyond any reasonable early expectation. It reached the top of the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart and stayed there for 5 consecutive weeks, establishing Blake as a legitimate new voice in a competitive field. The momentum, however, was immediately complicated when Giant Records shut down. Blake was transferred to Warner Brothers Records, a transition that disrupted his team, his release schedule, and his early trajectory. He adjusted. His self-titled debut album earned platinum certification and strong critical reception. The Dreamer followed in 2003, led by The Baby, another #1 single. Over the next decade, a steady output of albums built a catalog defined by reliability rather than reinvention. Pure Bees, Startin' Fires, Red River Blue, based on a true story, and If I'm Honest, each contributed to a body of work that reflected a performer willing to evolve gradually without abandoning the foundation of what made his music recognizable. Total album sales eventually exceeded 10 million copies worldwide, with over 35 million singles sold and billions of streams accumulated across digital platforms. Touring became a fixed part of his annual calendar. With it came financial stability, industry leverage, and growing control over his own career decisions. A second and equally significant chapter began in 2011 when Blake joined NBC's competition series, The Voice, as one of its original coaches. The role expanded his audience well beyond country radio, making him a recognizable figure in households that had never followed the genre. Week after week, his dry humor, competitive instincts, and genuine investment in the development of his team members resonated with a viewership that numbered in the tens of millions. Over the course of more than 20 seasons, Blake became one of the most consistent and widely recognized presences on American network television, a fact that reshaped both his public profile and his earning power considerably. Through the peak years of his television career, Oklahoma remained his fixed point. After a devastating tornado struck the state in May 2013, Blake worked with NBC to organize Healing in the Heartland, a televised relief concert that raised funds for recovery in affected communities. Awards accumulated steadily over the years, including honors from the Country Music Association, the Academy of Country Music Television, the American Music Awards, and the People's Choice Awards. He was inducted into the Grand Ole Opry in 2010 and into the Oklahoma Hall of Fame in 2014. milestones that carried personal weight well beyond their professional significance. The Tishomingo Ranch is the physical expression of a priority that persisted through every stage of that career. Seen from above, the property stretches across open ground, organized by light-toned metal barns, white perimeter fencing, and red dirt paths that follow the natural contour of the terrain. A large equipment barn with wide roll-up doors accommodates trailers, agricultural machinery, and utility vehicles used across the property daily. An open-sided livestock shelter provides airflow and access for cattle management through Oklahoma's variable and often unpredictable seasons. Horses graze freely in fenced pastures throughout the day, and the land carries the visible marks of regular, purposeful use rather than occasional weekend visits. The main residence is finished in American rustic style without excess or ornamentation. Wood-paneled ceilings run long and low, supported by exposed beams that anchor each room visually. Dark hardwood floors absorb warm interior light from fixtures and windows alike. The furnishings throughout appear collected over time rather than purchased as a coordinated set. Heavy wooden tables, natural hide rugs, iron hardware, and objects connected to hunting culture and rural tradition fill the rooms without crowding them. The central living area is proportioned for extended family gatherings, wide and open with seating oriented toward a large stone fireplace that serves as the room's natural center point. A separate recreation room holds a pool table, a foosball table, and a handcrafted wooden bar beneath a lower ceiling that creates a more enclosed and intimate atmosphere compared to the open living spaces. The kitchen and dining areas are laid out practically, built around durable cabinetry, solid countertops, and evenly distributed natural light. Bedrooms are finished in warm, muted tones with wood as the primary material, designed for rest and quiet rather than visual impact. The outdoor gathering area is anchored by stone columns supporting a timber roof structure. Beneath it sit an outdoor kitchen, a substantial grill, and a stone fireplace arranged for regular use during cooler Oklahoma evenings. Red cushioned seating set against stone and wood creates a space suited to long, unhurried hours as daylight fades across the surrounding open land. The horses on the property are not ornamental additions. They are part of the daily operation of the ranch, cared for with the same steady routine attention that defines everything else on the land. The Encino property in Los Angeles stands in direct contrast to the ranch. Located within the San Fernando Valley, the mansion Blake shares with Gwen Stefani sits behind a gated entrance on approximately 1.6 acres, enclosed by high perimeter walls and dual security gates. A wide stone driveway passes through manicured landscaping before reaching a white residence with black trimmed windows and clean modern architectural lines. The exterior projects a controlled aesthetic designed for privacy as much as for visual presence. Inside, high ceilings and oversized glass panels fill the rooms with natural light and frame views of Encino's rolling hillside terrain. The main living spaces feature large veined marble floors, glossy black stone accents, and sculptural chandeliers. Curved sofas, patterned rugs, and curated art pieces throughout the house reflect Gwen Stefani's design sensibility, while shared spaces maintain a more restrained balance between their two aesthetics. The kitchen features black and white striped walls, framing a dark stone island placed as a visual centerpiece, with appliances integrated cleanly into surrounding cabinetry. Bedrooms range from minimal to bold in their design, with some suites featuring 4 poster beds, geometric wall treatments, and floor-to-ceiling glass walls that open directly onto the grounds. The exterior includes a large swimming pool alongside a manicured lawn lined with white umbrellas, loungers, and stone walkways. A covered cabana with its own bar and outdoor kitchen sits nearby, along with a full sports court, a glass-walled gym flooded with natural daylight, and a private home theater built for total darkness and immersion. The estate carries a current value of approximately $13 million and functions as a self-contained private compound within one of the most guarded residential neighborhoods in Los Angeles. Blake Shelton's vehicles reflect the practical split between his two primary environments. The Nissan Titan XD handles ranch duties in Oklahoma, hauling equipment, supplies, and passengers along rural roads at a current value of approximately $55,000. The BMW 3 Series sedan, valued at roughly $40,000, serves urban driving and professional commitments in and around Los Angeles. The Nissan Armada Platinum, at approximately $65,000, is used for family travel and longer trips where cabin space and passenger comfort take priority. The Cadillac Escalade, valued at around $90,000, is reserved for formal events and public-facing appearances, offering tinted glass and insulation from outside attention. Each vehicle fills a defined role rather than serving as a marker of accumulation. Blake Shelton's net worth currently stands at approximately $130 million, built over more than 2 decades in the music and television industries. The financial foundation was laid in 2001 when Austin reached #1, leading to recording advances, tour guarantees, and long-term label agreements that converted his early promise into durable income. Music has remained his primary revenue source throughout his career. Concert earnings average approximately $1 million per performance. Since 2011, combined income from ticket sales, television compensation, and merchandise has exceeded $180 million. During peak earning years, his total annual income has ranged between $20 million and $40 million. His role on The Voice provided a second highly reliable income stream, paying approximately $13 million per cycle. In 2022, he made one of his most significant financial decisions, selling his master recordings from 2001 to 2019 to Influence Media Partners in a deal estimated at $50 million, while retaining participation in future earnings generated by those recordings. That single transaction strengthened his ability to expand land holdings, invest conservatively, and build a financial structure centered on long-term stability rather than high-visibility spending. His current real estate portfolio includes the 10-Point Ranch in Texas, the 1,200-acre Oklahoma estate, and the Encino mansion he shares with Gwen Stefani. His charitable giving follows a pattern closely tied to the communities and causes nearest to his daily life. In October 2013, he donated $20,000 to the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation. In 2016, he contributed $600,000 to the Jimmy Everest Center at the University of Oklahoma College of Medicine, which provides treatment for children with blood cancers and blood disorders. Donations and fundraising directed toward Tishomingo have totaled more than $100,000 over the years, supporting local programs and recovery efforts following severe weather and economic hardship. During the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, he donated a portion of his merchandise revenue to the MusiCares Relief Fund and contributed $150,000 to the Give from Home Day fundraiser, both directed at individuals and families affected by the widespread economic shutdown. Since marrying Gwen Stefani in 2021, Blake Shelton has divided his time between Oklahoma and Los Angeles, with the balance favoring the ranch. His routine in Tishomingo follows a steady rhythm built around early mornings, open land, horses, and long stretches, without professional obligations or public interaction. When not working, he spends his time fishing, managing light ranch tasks, and keeping company with a small and consistent group of close friends. Formal social events are rare in his current life, replaced by informal gatherings, shared meals, and long conversations with people he has known for years. He remains involved in the Ole Red entertainment venues he co-owns across several states, but keeps those commitments structured carefully to protect the pace and privacy of his daily home routine. Blake Shelton's life today reflects a clear and deliberate reordering of priorities, away from constant public visibility and toward consistency, land, family, and the kind of grounded daily rhythm that fame tends to erode. The ranch in Tishomingo, built for daily use and long-term permanence rather than spectacle or display, remains the clearest expression of where those priorities have settled. The horses still graze near the fence line at first light. The gravel still shifts under truck tires before the rest of the county wakes. And the man who built a career large enough to live anywhere in the world chose, after all of it, to come home to 1,200 acres of quiet Oklahoma ground.